cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, uhe. Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, uhe. Cha, 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 Igbo kwenu, uhe. Abia kwenu, uhe. Anambra kwenu, uhe. Ebonyi kwenu, uhe. Enugu kwenu, uhe. Imo kwenu, uhe. Nigeria kwezuonu. Ojam. Hello, friends, families, and loved ones. You, all my viewers and listeners, I salute you all. May peace be all unto you. All right. I'm your host, IGBO, a full-fledged Igbo son and teacher of Igbo language, culture, and traditions, including general issues that affect our lives in society, the lives of the Igbo and the lives of the non-Igbo. All right, today we are going to talk about another topic, an important topic, an all-important topic this time. I promise you that every topic you will listen to, you will hear me talk about, is an outstanding one. Every topic promises to be enriched, understand? It promises to be informative, educative, and kind of gives you all you need to know about the Igbo tribe. The Igbo tribe as a people. All right, like I usually say, everything I'm talking about here, every discussion that's going on here is centered on the typical Igbo setting. I don't know about what entails in other tribes. I'm talking about the Igbo, my own tribe. So please pay attention, listen, and learn. Because what you don't know is bigger and mightier than you. All right, so now we are going to talk. The last time we met here, we talked about being initiated into the masquerade world. This time around, we want to talk about celebrating alongside the masquerades and its followers. Remember, the followers of masquerades, those who sing alongside the masquerades, are also initiates. Those you've seen that hold long canes and keep singing as the masquerade moves and make some, acrobatic movements. They are all initiates. You can see an obede. Remember, I told you an obede is one who has not been initiated. A non-initiate is called an obede in the masquerade world. Okay, so no obede will participate, among the followers of the masquerade, the direct followers, the people that sing alongside the masquerade as the movement continues. All right, so now, people that, like a lot of people who are not initiates will sing along the masquerade. They will not singing along the masquerade. They will march along the masquerade. They will be coming behind the followers of masquerade. Some will now form a big circle, understand, a square where the masquerade will be singing, doing some acrobatic movements and all that. So people will be around. At the time, after entertaining a particular group of people who have formed a circle for the masquerade will now move to another community. So these people coming behind, the non-initiates will keep coming. The non-initiates will keep coming, following the masquerade. They'll be following the followers of the masquerade. Sing, they could be singing, at a time. The followers will turn around and start, running after the non-initiates. Even the masquerade itself, at a time, the masquerade will start flogging its followers. It's very, very funny. So the masquerade uses a long whip called Mbwaja. Mbwaja is the name of the whip the masquerades hold. Their followers, the ones they hold as well. The ones they hold, they clutch. Each of them clutches. It's also called Mbwaja in the masquerade world. That's all I can tell you. That's the name I can call it. They don't stop anybody from saying that one. So I will tell you the ones they want you to know. They want the non-initiates to know. That's what I mean here. So they will be holding the masquerade itself and the followers. Each of them will be clutching Mwaja. That's the whip. So at a time you will see the initiates, the followers of the masquerade, whipping one another. They'll be hitting one another with the whips, the Mwaja. You'll be wondering, why are they hitting? But it's just how they have decided it. Just how the whole thing works. So at a time, it could be a time for people to start testing their whips on one another. So that's when the whipping time comes, where people have to be thoroughly flogged. You will see people flogged. You will now start seeing those wearing 3 pairs of trousers just to protect their men's skins. You understand? Okay. So at the time, let me just tell you something here. The Mwajara, the cane, before it comes out, some of them go through a lot of refining in the fire. I mean the cane, that is the whip, the Mwajara. So in such a way that it takes time for them to break when they are being used among themselves and unknown initiates. Understand? So now, if you are flogged and you cry, that means you have broken their law. No matter how painful it is, you need not cry. You're not expected to cry. I mean the initiates themselves. So, and so many things happen during the masquerading period, where during celebration, where masquerades have to come out and sing, dance, and entertain the crowd. And when they are singing, okay, let me now call this one short and tell you something. The masquerades usually come out during the Christmas periods in Igbo land, Easter periods, New Year's, and during the New Year festivals in Igbo land. That's when you see them. They will come out. Even the ones that are done abroad. Some people abroad, the people living in the diaspora, the Igbo natives living in the diaspora, who are not able to return during the New Year festivals, and probably they choose or have chosen to do theirs there. Masquerades equally are invited. Masquerades board the flight. So the Westerners really understand our cultures. They know we are Africans, so we have a lot of cultures, that are traditionally based, where masquerades is issued a visa, so he will travel alongside its followers. Understand? And one thing is, you do not reveal who the masquerade is, who is wearing them. I mean, the man behind the masks. His identity is never revealed. Even if you know who the person is and you are a watcher, you know who the person behind the mask is, you need not say it, or you could just whisper it to a fellow non-initiate. That's how and where the whole thing ends. So you don't go about letting people who are initiates to know that you know who has been behind or was behind the mask. It's just between the masked man and its followers. That's all. Oh, I've even said masked man. I wouldn't know whether it's a spirit behind it. I don't know. But all I say is the person behind the mask. So the person behind the mask is one of the esoteric things that you need not know as well. Nobody should know, as long as you are a non-initiate, about who the person that has been behind the mask is. It could be a relation of yours, but you are not expected to know who the person is, as long as you are a non-initiate. Okay, so as I said a few minutes ago, masquerades usually come out to gyrate, do all sorts of acrobatic movements, sing and entertain people during festive periods like the Christmas, the New Year, the Easter periods, and the New Year festivals. That's when you see them. Then if you go to a place like Arondi Zouag, a town parented in Arochukwu in Abia State. Okay, they have their own way of celebrating their masquerade. Okay, you see a lot of entertainments. If you visit any of these two towns, the Arochukwu being the fathers of the Arondizwok, their own way, you see, because that's the parent town of Arondizwok. If you hear Arondizwok and hear Izwok, it's still the same thing. Then all of Izwoks, any Izwogo town comes from Arochukwu in Abia State. So they are known for their, being too witty in masquerading. So they are respected when it comes to them, the most respected when it comes to masquerading. So they know a lot about masquerading. So there are some festivals there that are done in different parts of Igbos that are not generic. So such masquerades, you don't, such festivals are not done or practiced or observed in other parts of the Igbo land, but there are such celebrations are esoteric to some of the towns in Igbo land. So, like the Izwog, you find what is called Ito Ebule. Ito Ebule. Ebule is ram. That's what the Igbo people call ram. The one that has a horn that fights is called Ebule in Igbo. So, Ito means to lose. To lose, they use a thread to tie the Ebule, the ram. Huge ram. The full-fledged ram, adult ram, will be kind of tied up to a tree with a thread that looks like the one women use to do their hair plaiting. So now competition, it's all about the competition, who is able to remove the ebule, the ram, from the thread, who is able to lose the ram and set it free. It's not an easy thing. It's not something, it's something that is more than beholds the eye. So it's not something anybody can go. Something that looks so tiny, the thread itself that is, tied on the neck of the ram and tied to a tree. Okay, so the tree is called achi. I told the other time I was telling you about food thickeners, soup thickeners. I mentioned that use it to thicken soup. So the tree itself is where this ram is tied with a tiny thread. Then who is the strongest, or the strongest people, traditional people, will come one after the other to lose the ram from the rope, from the achi tree. It's not something that is so easy, irrespective of how tiny. Then the masquerades will come out that day. In other parts of the Igbo, there's something like that, but it's done in Izwok, Arondizwok, and Arochukwu. Predominantly, Arondizwok. That's where people travel from all far and wide, from all walks of life, to witness the occasion. It's a very big one. Most times, people from these towns don't even travel during Christmas period. It's only when that very ceremony that the Ito Ebule comes up. That's those of the sons and the daughters of the soil, the freeborn, all of them will travel down from their different bases abroad. Those in the diaspora and those that are not resident in the village will come to witness the occasion. It's a very big occasion in Arondizwok. So that's just it. It's just for them. Okay? Then there is a particular town also in Okigwe. They call it Eto Okigwe. That's when masquerades also come out. Okay, I think that's all for now. We'll talk about this much later when we gather together. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Love you all. Good night.